Hello. I'm just putting on my shoes. Today is my doctor's appointment. I'm a wee bit nervous, a wee bit dreading it, but gotta do what you gotta do. I got my paperwork, filled that all out. Okay, so I just got back from my doctor's appointment. Oh my God, that doctor is so amazing. So I am just like super happy. Like the minute she asked me, why don't you exercise? I was like, okay, hard eyes were a perfect fit because I am looking for doctors who look at my weight as a symptom of something and they want to help fix that. It's like every time I see a doctor, they never mention my weight, but everything I talked to her about, she seemed like she actually cared. Love that. So, yeah, I'm just hungry right now, so I'm just focusing on that. I have contacted my doctor. I contacted my doctor today. What's up, what are you doing, baby? Jumped on the table. I contacted my doctor today about my weight, and I hope that she can help me because when I went to the doctor, she didn't mention it once. And so I mentioned it to her. I told her my weight. I told her I need her help in any way that she can because she is my doctor. So I'm hoping she'll reply to that soon. I do email my doctor. That's nothing like weird or whatever. Like you can do it if you have a health portal. So like it's really weird. When I went to the doctor, she didn't mention my weight once. I was expecting like brutal like, but she didn't mention it, which I feel like I wish she would have, but it's whatever. Because I was bawling my eyes out and she was just like, you're healthy. Like she had my charts in her hand. She was like, you're healthy, but you are obese, but we can fix that. And in that moment, I was just like, fuck. So I wanna see a doctor who is like, you're not healthy. This is like truly what's going on with you. Like to sit there and tell someone who's over 500 pounds that they're healthy, like that's a little weird to me. So that is what I meant by that. I didn't mean like, no disrespect. And I know I call, you know, doctors and psychiatrists. I say that girl, I say that guy. Like, I don't want to give out names. And that's just the type of way that I talk. I never mean disrespect whatsoever because like we need doctors, we need psychiatrists. And like, I look up to these people and it's just honestly the way I talk. You guys know that I talk like a crazy person half the time. So I just kind of wanted to clarify that. I have to leave for my appointment in a good like 20 minutes. So I'm gonna finish getting ready. I hope you guys are having a great day. Peace out. So an update on my doctor's appointment. So this was a new doctor and I loved him. He was very like kind and professional. So I took some tests. They're gonna call me if something's like off or wrong. My blood pressure was perfect, which made me hallelujah. Like I was like, hallelujah, hallelujah. That just made me really happy. Like it really did. About my cold, he said just keep taking Dayquil because it'll definitely help because it's just like a typical viral thing. He called it like a viral virus or something. I don't know. He said it's nothing to like worry about. So I was like, okay, I'll just keep taking Dayquil. So yeah, it just went really well. And I was scared of going. I get hardcore anxiety doing things like this. And I've recently wanted to do things that scare me, you know, like do something that scares you. And then once you're done with that, like you'll feel so relieved. Like I feel so relieved right now. I am scared for my tests to be ran or whatever. I feel like I will get a call back. I don't want to like go into like grave detail, but like I just am, you know, kind of nervous about that. But you guys, I did it. Round of applause for me. Hey guys, so it is June 2nd. I did upload a video today giving a small update, but I had to mention this before I forgot. So I was talking to Becky and I know that she said the surgeon / gyno, he is a gyno, so thank you guys for telling me that. He came out after my DNC and talked to Becky. And I guess Becky already told me most of this, but again, it was like right after my anesthesia and I don't remember a lot, not fully after that whole thing. But little backstory. I have seen so many doctors in my life. And I'm just going to talk about the doctors I've seen in the last 10 years. I'm just going to say 10 years. None of them have ever mentioned my weight. Never. Not a single one. Which always frustrated me so much, because in my opinion, I feel like when someone is the size that I am, I feel like that is one of the first things a doctor needs to talk to you about, because that's like walking in on someone where visibly they have a health issue and you just ignore it. That's the way that I see it. I know a lot of other people see it that way too, because you guys have talked about it with me, or I've seen it in the comments and stuff like that. So never do they say anything about my weight. I don't know if it's because it's a weird subject, but that's okay. And I have always wanted a doctor to tell me how it is when it came to my weight. And it's like, no doctor ever did. And when I saw the weight loss doctor, it's because I called the weight loss doctor. I mentioned it to my doctor at the current time that I wanted to see a weight loss doctor, because they didn't bring it up to me. And they're like, okay, well, I'll do a referral. It was probably a month or two later and I still wasn't referred. So I did it myself. So let's go to, God, when did I get this done? 4 or 5 days ago? Time is like not a thing for me right now. So Bree told me what he said right after I got out of the DNC. And he said, he told her about the hymen thing. We don't need to go back into that. And then he told her that there was complications because of my weight. And then he said, if she doesn't do something about it now, she won't have much longer. I clapped. Didn't I, babe? I literally did a round of applause. I am so happy to hear that, because not only did he make my case super urgent when I went into the ER, but now he's talking about how I'm not going to last much longer because of my weight. I know to a lot of people, you don't want to hear that, and I don't either. But finally, someone cares. And that's all I've wanted as a doctor, to literally stare me in the face and tell me you need to freaking lose weight right now. The fact that he did it and said it to Becky, I'm just like, I need more of that in my life. I really, truly do. And I do have an appointment with him in 2 weeks, which I'm excited for. So I know he's a gyno, but I still feel like he can refer me to maybe a dietitian, a nutritionist, maybe another weight loss doctor. Maybe the same one I went and saw. Because like I said, I am in a really different mind frame regarding that, because I'm down 75 pounds, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, oh my God. I just wanted to share that because it was kind of cool. Every time I see a doctor, they never mention my weight. She was like, you're healthy, but you are obese. He told her about the hymen thing. Well, I'm going to go back into that. And then he told her that there was complications because of my weight. And then he said, if she doesn't do something about it now, she won't have much longer. So you have, okay, I'm gonna go back just so I can point. So this is one of my recent doctor visits where I talk about how, like, the doctor mentioned like exercising and my weight. And I thought that was really cool because, well, I mentioned my weight first. I'm going to be honest. She asked me, why don't you exercise? And I said, because I don't like to, and I'm lazy. I was completely honest about that. And she was like, you need to exercise. Her saying that, which a doctor, from my remembrance, from my memory, which is so bad. I have so many holes in my memory. It honestly terrifies me. That is a whole other subject that I talked to my psychologist about, and she says I show signs of PTSD. Showing signs of PTSD from childhood does not mean I have PTSD. She said that
That is something she wants to talk about in the future. So also, I feel like I have to explain everything. I just don't want people mad at me for this video. Like, I truly am trying. So I told you guys I stopped outpatient, but I told you guys that I want to keep the psychologist, and I still have to talk to her about that. I'm just really hoping that she'll still will be my psychologist, and I still haven't messaged her, so I need to do that. That is something I need to do. So the holes, the memory problems, very PTSD. I'm not saying that I have it. It's just a big PTSD symptom. And I truly believed myself right here. I believed in myself right here until I saw this clip. And this is the part where, okay, I don't want to get emotional, but this is the part where I'm like, how do I not remember what I say? Like, how do I not remember the experience that I went through? When I saw this clip, I was like, oh yeah, that did happen. I remember this was the doctor that I saw that I actually really, really liked. She like sang and she was fun. She was quirky. Like, I really, really loved her. She just made you feel like you've been best friends forever. And I remember after, you know, all my tests came back and all that stuff, she did come in. She did tell me you're healthy, but she actually said overweight. She didn't even say obese. I like literally exaggerated here. Of course I did. Am I right? But she said, yeah, you're healthy, but you're overweight. And that's all she left it as. So there was no more than that. So it was later on, I have this like health portal situation where you can like message your doctor if you want, whatever it may be. I actually don't use it anymore. But I did when I was seeing this doctor, and I messaged her and I asked her about Optavia. It was a little bit before I started Optavia, and I asked her, I was like, have you heard of this? Like, is it okay? Like, should I do it? And she was like, I haven't heard of it, but give it a try. You know, anything will help. And so I brought my weight to her attention first. So I think it was a few months later, I went in for another visit where she kind of did the same old sing and song and dance, or whatever that quote is, where, you know, you're healthy, but you're overweight. And that is when she mentioned the weight loss group, because I was like, as a doctor, do you have any advice of what I can do to lose weight? And she told me 1,500 calories, lower your carbs. That is what she told me, because I asked her. I guess when I say no doctors ever talked about my weight, I think it's because I want them to literally look me in the face and say that you're dying. And I believe that was true until I saw this. I saw this clip and I was like, damn, that did happen. How did I forget? I literally forgot. This was during my whole cancer situation. There's a lot of stuff that happened during that I don't remember. It was a scary time in my life. It truly was. And I just have a lot of things I don't remember. So seeing this clip brought back a few memories and a few things that happened and that was said. So this is true and this is not true. Based on my memory, I don't ever want to just like sit here and lie to you guys in my videos. It's because honestly, I feel dumb. I feel dumb 9 times out of 10. Like, so many of you ask me, like, do you have learning problems? Like, do you have disability? Like, what's wrong with you? I don't know. And that's putting it lightly. Okay. This is not a pity me video. We ain't crying. Being bigger is unhealthy. It does cause so many more health problems statistically. Like, this isn't just something that people say to be just like fat phobic, because trust me, I experience fat phobia, fat shaming every single day. But when it comes to like health stuff, that's not just like fat phobic, that's not fat shaming, that's just like reality and the truth. And that's something that I've always firmly believed. There was a minute there years and years ago where I was delusional in, where it's like doctors would tell me, you know, yeah, everything's perfect. Like your blood results perfect. Like you're healthy. You're just overweight. Like I would hear those things constantly. So it fed into my delulu. But y'all, I'm telling you, your 30s, your brain, like, I think it becomes more clear because I just feel like I think more clear now. And it's just like the way that I used to think, like early 20s, mid 20s is like so different than like the way that I think now. Anyways, I'm totally rambling, but what I'm trying to say, one day I will be a plus size influencer who has died. That is crazy to think about.
You're my favorite.
You're my favorite. But reality is reality.
Bean
Bean bag and a curry. What the fuck is that?